Okay, so imagine this. A battle, right? But not swords and shields. It's all about sheer wit.
Uh-huh.
And there's this, like, seemingly impossible challenge thrown down,
Yeah.
high stakes involved.
That's what we're diving into today. It's this amazing contest of intellect.
Between a local guy, known as Gosu, sometimes called Chandranath, apparently, and the king himself.
And it's not just bragging rights. Well, it really sets the scene. We're talking 300 and 333 rupees from the king if he wins.
Wow.
But if Gosu manages to outsmart him, there's a big royal reward waiting. It immediately kind of sets up this tension around power.
Absolutely. A challenge to it almost. And the setting for this mind match.
Yeah, get this. A sunny afternoon out in the Buddhir field, the whole kingdom's there, gathered around.
Expecting, what, a debate? Some clever riddles?
Probably something like that, but what they get is, well, it's bizarre. This figure shows up.
Go on.
Covered in soot, head to toe, wearing these tiny clothes, almost nothing. Yeah. And there's this weirdly familiar face under all the crown. He just walks in and sits right at the back. Doesn't say a word.
Okay, that's unexpected. How does that even play?
Oh, it throws everything off, doesn't it? The soot, the clothes, it screams, low status, maybe even an outcast.
But familiar, you said.
Exactly. So there's this immediate confusion. What's the deal? Is this the challenger? Why the disguise? Everyone's looking. The king's looking.
And the king must have reacted pretty strongly.
Oh, instantly. No hesitation. Demands to know who this person is.
Right.
And the second he figures out it's Chandranath, Gosu, his whole tone just flips. Accusations start flying. Theft, I think it was, right there in front of everyone. Total public humiliation.
So he's trying to shut it down before it even starts. Discredit him.
Pretty much. It's a pure power play. Make him look ridiculous, unworthy of even thinking about challenging the king.
And the court. The subjects.
They laugh. Of course they laugh. It just reinforces the whole idea that, you don't question the king, especially not intellectually. It seems absurd to them.
Man. So it really looks like Gosu's been beaten without saying a thing, just shown up and got crushed.
Exactly. He stands up quietly, starts to leave, and you can just feel the crowd thinking, yep, that's it. He had to back down.
The king probably felt pretty smug.
Oh, yeah. Gets in a last word, calls him a thief again, dismisses him completely. Game over, basically. or so it seemed.
Was it game over, though? Or was this part of the plan?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Was this humiliation maybe factored in? Was Gosu maybe counting on the king to underestimate him after that?
Okay, because what happens next is wild. Gosu doesn't just leave.
No. He stops, pauses. You can almost picture him just thinking.
You're taking a breath.
Yeah. And then, incredibly, he turns around, walks straight back towards the king.
Towards the guy who just ripped him apart in public? That takes some serious nerve. Or composure.
It really does. And notice how he comes back. Not angry, not defensive. He comes back saying he's concerned about the kingdom's well-being.
Whoa, okay. That's a shift.
It's brilliant, really. He takes the focus off his own embarrassment and puts it onto something the king has to care about the state.
So he gets the king's attention again, but in a totally different way.
Exactly. It's not about the personal challenge anymore. It doesn't seem to be. It's framed as something much bigger.
And the king must have been like, what? What are you talking about?
Totally thrown off. He went from dismissing this thief to suddenly hearing about a potential problem in his realm.
So he lets him speak.
Yep. Assures him he's safe, gives him permission. Curiosity wins out.
And Gosu doesn't hit him with a riddle or a logic puzzle. He tells him a dream.
A dream, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is such an indirect way to approach this. But the dream itself.
Tell me.
He says he dreamt he was blindfolded, taken deep into a jungle somewhere. Total darkness, vulnerability.
Okay.
And then in the dream, he's forced to defecate.
Right. Primal stuff.
Very. And then comes the twist. He's told, still in the dream, when you open your eyes, you must describe exactly what you see. If you can't or won't, your entire family line will face terrible consequences.
Jeez. That's quite the dream scenario. Talk about pressure.
Huge pressure. So it builds this incredible suspense. The king's listening, the court's listening. What could he possibly have seen? It's this deeply weird, unsettling riddle.
Okay, I'm hooked. What did he see? This is the moment, right?
This is the moment. After this pause, Gosu looks right at the king, and he delivers the punchline from his dream. He says, when I opened my eyes, I saw that I had defecated. on your majesty's head.
No, he didn't.
He did, delivered completely straight-faced as part of the dream narrative.
Oh my God. Three-act predictable, maybe. The entire court just erupts. Laughter. Absolute uncontrollable laughter.
You can just imagine it. The shock, then the absurdity hitting everyone.
It's just such an outrageous insult, but
Yeah.
because it's wrapped in this dream, this narrative he was forced to tell.
It's deniable, but totally unforgettable. Genius. Absolutely brilliant strategy. It's provocative, incredibly disrespectful, but delivered in a way that kind of sidesteps a direct accusation.
Oh.
He used the king's own demand for the dream's content against him.
Wow. So the king, who started out all high and mighty, publicly shaming Gosu,
Gets metaphorically shat upon in front of his entire kingdom, and everyone laughs at him.
the power dynamic just completely flips in an instant.
Totally. And the amazing thing is, the king actually gets it. He recognizes the sheer cleverness, the audacity, the intelligence behind it.
So he concedes.
He does. He acknowledges Gosu as the superior intellect, the winner.
Incredible story. But it feels like more than just a clever trick, right?
Oh, definitely. It goes deeper. It's really about that initial arrogance of the king, isn't it? He was so sure of his power, his status, that he couldn't imagine being outsmarted by someone he looked down on.
And Gosu used that.
Gosu used that completely. His victory shows how sharp thinking, how wit, can actually undermine that kind of entrenched authority, not with force, but with psychology.
And the reaction of the crowd, the laughter, that feels significant too.
It is. It's like a collective release, a recognition that, yeah, intelligence and maybe a bit of daring can win out over just raw power. It's a social message baked into this very memorable punchline.
It really resonates. Gosu didn't just win the bet, he kind of won the people over in that moment too.
I think so. It makes you, the listener, really think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where does real strength lie? Is it just in having the power, the position?
Or is it something else?
Right. Or is there maybe even more strength in the ability to think differently, to be creative, to challenge things, even if it comes out in, well, unexpected or funny ways?
Yeah. What can these moments of wit, even offensive wit sometimes, show us about power, about ourselves, and about how society works?
Something to chew on, definitely. How unconventional approaches can sometimes reveal the deepest truths.